Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Forest at Butte Trivia. My name is Kelsey Fry, and I will be your host for this afternoon. We're excited to bring a new set of questions to you all. We have 20 multiple choice questions with a geography theme this week. If you'll grab a pencil and some paper, we'll get started. And remember, this is just for fun, so we won't be collecting any answer sheets. All right. Question number 1. What famous pirate called North Carolina his home for several years? Was it A, Jack Sparrow, B, Blackbeard, C, Long Ben, or D, Captain Kidd? Question 2. What North Carolina city is known as the furniture capital of the world? Is it A, Greensboro, B, Dunn, C, Pittsburgh, or D, High Point? Question number 3. What U.S. president was born in Mecklenburg County, North Carolina? Was it A, James Polk, B, Abraham Lincoln, C, James Madison, or D, Ronald Reagan? Question number 4. What is the oldest town in North Carolina? Is it A, Hickory, B, Wendell, C, Bath, or D, Elizabethtown? Question number 5. Asheville, North Carolina is home to America's largest mansion. What is it called? Is it A, Hearst Castle, B, Finsbury Manor, C, the Biltmore Estate, or D, Berry Hill? Question number 6. What are North Carolina's Outer Banks referred to as? Is it A, the graveyard of the Atlantic, B, the dunes of the sea, C, Sandbar Mountain, or D, the edge of land? Question 7. Which New York City building does not have its own zip code? Which one does not? Is it A, the Empire State Building, B, the Chrysler Building, C, the Plaza Hotel, or D, the MetLife Building? Question 8. Which U.S. state has the longest coastline? Is it A, Alaska, B, Florida, C, California, or D, Texas? Question number 9. The Roe River is the shortest river in the world? In what U.S. state would you find it? A, Nebraska, B, Montana, C, Michigan, or D, South Carolina? Question 10. What is the only U.S. state that grows coffee beans? Is it A, California, B, Florida, C, Mississippi, or D, Hawaii? Question 11. What is the only U.S. state capital without a Mcdonald's? Is it A, Montpelier, Vermont, B, Salem, Oregon, C, Des Moines, Iowa, or D, Concord, New Hampshire? Question 12. What U.S. state has the fewest counties? Is it A, Rhode Island, B, Connecticut, C, Delaware, or D, Vermont? Question 13. The Florida Reef is the only living coral barrier in the continental United States. Is it the first, the second, or the third largest coral barrier reef system in the world? Is it the first, the second, or the third largest? Question 14. What was the temporary U.S. capital from 1790 to 1800? Was it A, Richmond, B, Arlington, C, Philadelphia, or D, Baltimore? Question 15. Where is the world's largest road tunnel? A, Russia, B, Japan, C, Sweden, or D, Norway? Question 16. What's the world's largest island? Is it A, Greenland, B, Borneo, C, Newfoundland, or D, Victoria Island? Question 17. What's the lowest point in Asia? Is it A, Jericho, B, the Dead Sea, C, the Sea of Galilee, or D, the Caspian Sea? Question 18. What country has the most natural lakes? Is it A, Australia, B, Canada, C, India, or D, the United States? Question 19. What is the only continent that is situated in all 4 hemispheres? Is it A, Antarctica, B, Africa, C, Asia, and D, North America. Question 20. What country has no rivers? Is it A, Zambia, B, Chad, C, Saudi Arabia, or D, Afghanistan? All right. It is time to see how you did. Question number 1. What famous pirate called North Carolina his home for several years? And the answer was B, Blackbeard. Blackbeard called North Carolina his home for many years and even spent time pirating ships off the North Carolina coast in the early 18th century. He was killed in 1718 near Ocracoke Island. Question 2. What North Carolina city is known as the furniture capital of the world? And the answer is D, High Point, North Carolina. And there's a picture here of a building in High Point, and the entrance is actually a huge dresser drawers. You can find it, that particular building, in High Point. Question 3. What U.S. president was born in Mecklenburg County, North Carolina? And the answer is A, James Polk. James Knox Polk was the 11th president of the United States. He served from 1845 to 1849. And did you know he was the first president to be introduced by the famous song, Hail to the Chief? Okay, question 4. What is the oldest town in North Carolina? And the answer is C, Bath. Bath is the oldest town, and it was incorporated in 1705. Question number 5. Asheville, North Carolina, is home to America's largest mansion. What is it called? And the answer is C, the Biltmore Estate. The Biltmore Estate was built by George Washington Vanderbilt II in the late 19th century. Tourists from across the world flock to this 225-room abode to enjoy its winery, gardens, and French chateau-inspired architecture. And there's a picture here from the front or the entrance of the Biltmore Estate. Question 6. What are North Carolina's Outer Banks referred to as? And the answer is A, the graveyard of the Atlantic. North Carolina's Outer Banks are beautiful for tourists, but deadly for sailors. It gives its nickname from the series of sandbars and strong currents that have sent countless ships to a watery grave. According to records, more than 1,000 vessels have sunk in the region since 1526. Question number 7. Which North Carolina building does not have its own zip code? And the answer is C, the Plaza Hotel. Did you know that Manhattan is the most crowded of New York City's 5 boroughs? It's so cramped that it has over 200 zip codes. Manhattan has 200 zip codes. Question number 8. Which U.S. state has the longest coastline? And the answer is A, Alaska. Alaska is the national coastline champ, spanning 6,640 miles, which is more than all other 49 states combined. Question number 9. The Roe River is the shortest river in the world. In what U.S. state would you find it? And the answer is B, Montana. The Roe River only flows for about 200 feet. And there's a picture of it here. Question 10. What is the only U.S. state that grows coffee beans? And the answer is D, Hawaii. Hawaii is the only U.S. state to grow coffee beans. Question 11. What is the only U.S. state capital without a McDonald's? And the answer is A, Montpelier, Vermont. This also happens to be the smallest of the U.S. capitals, which might be one of the reasons that explains its lack of a McDonald's. Question 12. Which U.S. state has the fewest counties? And the answer is C, Delaware. Delaware only has 3 counties, including Newcastle, Sussex, and Kent. And you can see here to the right is a picture of Delaware, and it includes a breakdown of where those 3 counties are. Question 13. The Florida Reef is the only living coral barrier in the continental U.S. Is it the first, second, or third largest coral barrier reef system in the world? And the answer is it's the third largest. It comes after the Great Barrier Reef and the Belize Barrier Reef. The Florida Reef is also known as the Great Florida Reef and is the only living coral barrier reef in the continental United States. Question 14. What was the temporary U.S. capital from 1790 to 1800? And the answer was C, Philadelphia. Philadelphia was the early capital of the United States after the Constitution was ratified. But on May 14, 1800, the nation's capital moved to Washington. Question 15. Where is the world's largest road tunnel? And the answer is D, Norway. The Vallavik Tunnel is the world's largest or longest road tunnel. It runs about 15 miles and it cost approximately $110 million to build. There's a picture of it here on the right. Question 16. What is the world's largest island? And the answer was A, Greenland. Greenland is considered the world's largest island. Question 17. What is the lowest point in Asia? And the answer is B, the Dead Sea. The Dead Sea is a salt lake bordered by Jordan to the east and Israel and the West Bank to the west. The salt concentration of the Dead Sea fluctuates around 31.5%. Anyone can easily float in the Dead Sea because of its natural buoyancy. Question 18. Which country has the most natural lakes? And the answer is B, Canada. According to the World Atlas, Canada has the most natural lakes on record and holds 50% of all of the world's lakes. Question 19. What is the only continent that is situated in all 4 hemispheres? And the answer is B, Africa. And as you can see here, there's 2 pictures showing how Africa falls in all 4 hemispheres. Question number 20. What country has no rivers? And the answer is C, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia does not have any permanent rivers, but it does have numerous wadis, which are riverbeds that are either permanently dry or intermittently dry. It is one of 17 countries without rivers, but it happens to be the largest of the countries without rivers. All right, so that brings us to the end of our trivia for today. I hope you had fun playing, maybe learned a thing or two about our geography, and we hope to catch you next time. So thanks so much. Have a great afternoon.